Good morning, everyone. Professor Kev here. Today's student success tip is called Why Saying No Will Make You Happier. So, a lot of you know, I've been hosting Professor Kev Show for a while now, and it's been going really, really well. I have a certain amount of shows scheduled for each week, and it's selling out well into the future. Makes me feel bad, though. I'm like, I want to interview everyone who wants me to interview them. So, I started putting extra shows in the calendar. What happened? They sold out too. Now I'm at a crossroads. Okay, what do I want to do? I realized I don't want to do any more shows. It's time consuming. I had it, it cuts into my day, doing some shows in the morning, some in the afternoon. So I'm planning my day around it. It's not really what I want to do. And the answer is no, I got to stop. This is what I'm trying to accomplish. Somebody I have available. They're sold out, they're sold out. This is hard for us though. I feel bad. And the temptation is to always say yes. And that often leads to stress and burnout. I want to remind you to be careful. So I think back to a few semesters ago. As many of you know, I'm a part-time teacher. I teach at three different schools. And typically I teach anywhere 3 to 5 classes. Five's, a little hectic. A couple semesters ago, I taught 9 classes. Everybody's asked me to do something else. Hey, can you pick up one more? Yeah, yeah. Because I don't want to say no. I don't want to hurt their feelings, and I don't want to miss out on opportunities. Because if I say no, if the opportunity goes to someone else, it may not come back. It was the worst 8 weeks, I want to say, of my life because I've had bigger issues, but it was a really stressful 8 weeks. Let's leave it there. Let's not compare it to other things that have happened to me. But it was a very stressful time. I was miserable. All I was doing was grading. And I'm like, why did you do this? I did it to myself, right? I said yes. I could have been like, nah. And if that opportunity doesn't come back, it doesn't come back. But I didn't want to do that. You have to think about what's going on in your life. I remember being a student many years ago. One of my issues was work. I was trying to work too many hours while going to school. Now, class, I've told you many times, I wasn't a great student by any stretch of the imagination. And adding in, working 35 hours a week was a horrible idea. It just was. It was just a horrible idea. And it impacted my grades, impacted my life because I was trying to balance everything. Instead of saying, you know what, how about I work 20 hours a week and focus on my studies? And, again, I wasn't a great student, might not have changed much, but I see us all doing this. A lot of you are trying to build your personal brand here, and you're trying to go out and, do so much, commit to so many things. And at the end of the day, you end up getting burnt out. You don't have that balance in your life. What I found is that as I'm saying no to more and more things, I'm trying to stay off my phone more, getting happier. I have better balance. I don't feel like, I got to check my phone constantly to see what's going on. I spend some time, a couple times a day, scrolling through quick. Anything I want to comment, share on. If I miss it, I miss it. That has to be the way it is. But what I'm trying to emphasize here is it's okay to say no. If that's not what you want to do, that's not helping you reach your goals, then say no. But again, you have to be honest with yourself. I see so many people being like me and just overextending themselves because they think it's a good thing. When the summer started, I knew I wasn't teaching. I'm like, I'm going to have like 3.5 months off. And I was a little freaked out, to be honest, because that's a long time to be off. But I started filling it in with more things, more podcasts, committing to other things. And then I'm looking at going, dude, you're working just as hard as when you're teaching. Like, this wasn't the goal of this. It was to do a few shows to kind of fill in some time. But now I don't feel like I really even rested. Luckily, I've caught it early enough that I have another month to step back and get that rest that I need. And your body's going to let you know one way or the other, especially as you get older. You're not going to be able to do what you did. Your body's going to revolt against you and be like, hey, we're not doing this, whether you like it or not. So please, when you're tempted to say yes, ask yourself, why are you doing this? And sometimes it's ego. It feels so great to be asked to do this. Of course I want to do it. They want me. Yeah, they probably do. Or in some cases, this happened to me a lot. They want you because five other people said no because they found boundaries in their life that you haven't found. This happened to me a few times. I'm like, wow, I feel so honored. And then I find out the truth. I'm like, all right, so I was like the sixth choice. Okay, still there, but it doesn't feel as special as it did when you think you're the first choice. So be cautious here. Say no. And it's going to stink at first because people are going to be like, oh, I thought you'd help me. Doing the best I can with the time I have. I got to keep my boundaries firm and make time for family and friends and things that I like to do. So be cautious here. And you'll be surprised, I'm still struggling with it. I look at something going, you know what? No. Oh, I see opportunities that I want to do. And I'm like, no, do not reach out. You don't have the time to do it. Even though you would like it, you would have fun doing it. But what happens when school starts and your time gets a little tighter? And now you're like yelling at yourself, going, you're overcommitted again. And for me, I refer to it as self-inflicted pain. It's usually me seeing something going, I want to participate in that. Be cautious. Please don't do this, okay? All right, that's today's student success tip. As always, if you like the tip, hit the like and share button. Feel free to leave me a comment. If there's something I can do to help you, reach out. Let's spend some time chatting. Hope you have a truly dazzling day.